Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever stopped to think about how language shapes the culture around us? From the way we think to the way we celebrate, language plays a huge role in defining our identity. Today, we're diving into how different languages influence culture, and how the words we use can shape the world we live in. Let's get started. First up, let's talk about something called the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, or linguistic relativity. It's the idea that the language we speak can shape the way we think and perceive the world around us. For example, in some languages there are multiple words for the same concept, like different types of snow in Inuit languages, or various words for rice in languages across Asia. These distinctions can affect how speakers of these languages notice and categorize the world. In languages like Russian, there are separate words for light blue and dark blue, while in English, we just say blue. The Sapir-Whorf hypothesis suggests that these linguistic differences could influence how speakers perceive color. Isn't that fascinating? Another example is the way language affects social interactions, especially when it comes to politeness. In languages like Spanish, French, and German, there's a concept called the TV distinction. Essentially, you have different forms of you depending on whether you're speaking to someone informally, to, do, or formally, usted, vo, si. This reflects the culture's value of respect and hierarchy. In these societies, the level of formality can show your relationship to someone, or even your age and social status. It's a great example of how language mirrors social norms. What you say can show how much you value politeness or authority. Languages also reflect the unique values and priorities of a culture. Take the Japanese concept of wabi-sabi, which refers to finding beauty in imperfection and transience. There's no exact translation in English, but it reflects a core value in Japanese culture, appreciating the simple, fleeting moments in life. In Denmark there's the word hygge, which is all about creating cozy, warm atmospheres and enjoying life's small pleasures. While we don't have a direct equivalent in English, the idea of hygge plays a big part in Danish culture and how people prioritize comfort and togetherness. And then there's the South African philosophy of Ubuntu, which translates to I am because we are. This word reflects the deep connection between individuals and communities. It's a powerful reminder of the importance of empathy and cooperation. Language is also closely tied to personal and cultural identity. For many people, their native language isn't just a tool for communication, it's a way to connect with their roots and preserve traditions. For example, in many indigenous cultures, language holds stories, songs, and histories that have been passed down for generations. When a language is endangered, it's not just words that are lost, it's a whole way of life, a worldview. Take the Welsh language in Wales, or the Maori language in New Zealand. These languages are vital to the identity and heritage of their communities, and efforts to revive and preserve them are a reminder of how deeply intertwined language and culture are. Now, let's talk about humor. Language doesn't just shape our thoughts, it also influences how we express joy and laughter. Every culture has its own unique sense of humor, and much of it depends on the nuances of language. Take wordplay. It's a huge part of comedy in many languages. For instance, in English we love puns, but in Japanese, kakego, verbal cues, and shamisen jokes are popular. In French, l'esprit d'escalier refers to those witty remarks you think of, but only after the conversation is over. Humor often relies on cultural references too. What's funny in one culture might not translate well in another, simply because the language and cultural context are so different. But it's this very diversity that makes humor so rich and dynamic around the world. In today's globalized world, language also influences how we interact with technology and how we communicate across borders. Social media, for example, is filled with slang and abbreviations that reflect the culture of the internet. Think about all the acronyms like LOL or BRB in English, or how emojis have become a universal language that transcends words. But beyond this, different cultures have unique internet subcultures, like how K-pop has its own global language, or how memes have their own regional flavors. The power of technology has brought languages closer together, but it's also highlighted the diversity of linguistic expression in new, fun ways. So, whether it's the way we think, how we connect with each other, or the words we use to express our emotions, Language is so much more than just communication, it's the fabric of culture itself. Language isn't just about words, it's about understanding a way of life, a set of values, and a shared history. How has language shaped your culture or identity? Drop a comment below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into how languages influence culture, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more fascinating insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.